Narcissists often walk through this world as though they are untouchable, as though they're everything you could ever want, need, or desire, as though they are always in control, flawless, blameless. If anything goes wrong, well, according to them, it must have been you, or someone else, never them. But here's the hidden truth. The secret they desperately hope you never discover. That moment when they act the most confident. That moment when they seem to tower over you with arrogance. That's actually when they're at their weakest. It's when the mask is slipping. When they're overcompensating. When they're fighting to convince you of something they can't even convince themselves of. Because behind that inflated image, beneath the flawless disguise, is a fragile child who was once told they weren't good enough, and they believed it. They abandoned themselves. They created a false self, a fantasy version of who they thought they had to be. Perfect, powerful, desirable, significant. But it's not real, and they know it. This is why they crave validation like oxygen. Why they steal energy, characteristics, money, relationships, anything to build up that false image and keep it alive. They're fighting a lifelong battle to outrun their own shame, to prove to the world and to themselves that they are not a failure. But deep down they always feel like one. That's why they rage, that's why they brag, that's why they cheat and lie and betray. They have no real foundation. Everything they've built is hollow, empty, dependent on your participation. Without your attention, your validation, your life force, it all collapses. When they're acting grandiose, when they're blaming you, when they're smearing your name to anyone who will listen, this is the moment they're most exposed. If you look past the noise, you will see it. That desperate plea to be seen as something more than they really are. And if you challenge them in these moments, you will watch the facade crack wide open. They'll lash out with anger, accusations, and chaos. But those accusations, they're confessions. They're just projecting everything they secretly hate about themselves onto you. Why do they need so many flying monkeys to attack one person? Why do they come in swarms, in campaigns of destruction? Because deep down they feel too small to stand alone. They need numbers to convince themselves of a lie. They need proof that they matter, because they can't feel it on their own. A narcissist was conditioned in childhood to believe that their real self was inadequate, so they killed it off. They became an actor wearing a mask, and for the rest of their lives, they've been rewriting the script of who they think they are supposed to be. They don't know who they really are, and they don't want you to know either. Everything they do, every bit of grandiosity, control, manipulation, is a desperate attempt to avoid shame, to avoid feeling like that broken child they once were. But that child is still there, and no matter how much supply they steal, no matter how many people they destroy, that feeling never goes away. This is why they're so dangerous. They would rather sacrifice you. They would rather crush everything real and beautiful about you than face the emptiness inside themselves. They would rather live a lie forever than admit the truth, that they feel inadequate, that they are terrified of being exposed. There are no winners in this game, because even when they win, they lose. Even when they destroy you, it doesn't fill the void inside them. They have to do it again and again and again. It's endless, it's exhausting, and it's weak. This is the secret they don't want you to know. They collapse so easily because there is nothing real holding them up. Their entire existence depends on you believing the fantasy with them. If you stop believing, it all comes crashing down. When they try to convince you they're perfect, that's when they feel the most worthless. When they boast about how desirable they are, that's when they feel most unwanted. When they gather armies against you, that's when they feel most powerless. Their entire identity is a projection. Their devaluation of you, their cruelty, their smear campaigns, it's all an echo of what they secretly believe about themselves. And here's the most important part. They need you to play along. They need your energy to power their illusion. They need your belief to validate their false reality. Without you, the fantasy dies. Without you, the false self falls apart. And they know it. This is why they hate you, why they envy you. Because you are real. You have love, truth, and light. Things they can never fake for long. They know what you carry has power. And they know what they carry means nothing. That's why nothing wounds a narcissist more than this. When you see through them, when you stop feeding their fantasy, when you stop validating the mask and start seeing the broken child beneath it, it terrifies them because it means they can't control you. It means their illusion has failed, and without your energy, they have nothing left to stand on. If this message spoke to you, if it helped you see through the lies, don't forget to like, comment, and share this video. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a new upload. If you want to go deeper, to heal, to grow, to reclaim your power, I offer private coaching. The link is in the description. And if you'd like to support my work, donations are always appreciated. Thank you for watching. Stay strong, stay awake, and remember, your light is real, and that's why they fear it.